Welcome everyone, this is Madman bringing another RSL video. Today we are going to tackle Doom Tower Hard, rooms or floor 31 through 39, and then we will take on Dark Fae. We will also take on Secret Room 4. Cold Heart here is in a Destroy set and Divine Speed set with 30,000 HP, 3,300 attack, 1,900 defense, 186 speed, 70% crit rate with 220% crit damage and 265 accuracy. She is fully booked with heal reduction on the A1. The Art of Pain we don't really use, but attacks all enemies, has a 30% chance of placing decreased accuracy. Can also place a poison debuff for 2 turns if they're under a heal reduction. And of course her big maneuver is enemy max HP Heartseeker. That decreases turn meter by 100% and has a 30% extra chance of inflicting a critical hit. That's why we only need 70%. Her masteries come down the offensive tree and work our way back down over to Flawless Execution for the extra crit damage, and then the support tree for extra accuracy there. So that's the first Cold Heart. The second Cold Heart is in Perception and Speed set, and then 2 random pieces with 29,000 HP, 2,600 attack, 1,500 defense, but 243 speed. Unfortunately, 92% crit rate, which is way over, but that's all I could manage to do, with 234 speed, but 387 accuracy. Again, fully booked. We went over her skills, her masteries, slightly different, but we came down to Flawless Execution again, and then down the support tree to get some more accuracy. Allure number 1, we've seen before, but she's using my Fire Knight. She actually still works with this helm here, but she is in Divine Speed, and Immortal. She has 33,000 HP with 2,900 attack, 2,100 defense, 255 speed, and of course 100% crit rate, and then 112 crit damage with 335 accuracy. She is fully booked. We're going to use mainly her A1, which decreases turn meter on every critical hit. The decreased defense and sleep can help in the waves. We really don't care about the A3. It's not really there for damage. But we did come down here to Giant Slayer, and I might change this to War Master because she has the triple hit A1, and then of course down the support tree to beef up her accuracy. The second allure is in Perception and then Random Pieces, with her total stats being 34,000 HP, 2,600 attack, 1,400 defense, 250 speed, over 100% crit rate with 119 crit damage and 380 accuracy. She is not booked as of yet, but she has the same skills, and her masteries I have finished farming, but I have not completed. So that's the second allure. Lastly, we have Horden here. He is in Perception and Crit Damage set, with his total stats 35,000 HP, almost 3,900 attack, 245 speed, 103 crit rate, and 270 crit damage. His A1 attacks an enemy twice, grants an extra turn if it's killed, and that is booked. His A2 is booked, but attacks one enemy and has a 60% chance placing a decreased attack for 2 turns. Heals his champion by 10% of damage inflicted. Not going to be using this, at least not on the boss. Places increased attack, increased crit rate, and increased speed on this champion for 2 turns. We can use that on the boss because it also grants an extra turn. So you beef up, then you just let them A1 the rest of your team down, and then speed, aura, and faction crypts. his masteries. This is a double hitter. We kind of went this way to get the maximum amount of damage out from the A1, and then the support tree to give him a little more HP there, and of course Spirit Haste for any dead allies. But the bigger thing I think here is increased speed for each enemy killed up to 18. So that will get his speed up to what are we at? 245, 55, 263, which should be more than fast enough for the final boss. If we ever make it up to floor 120. But those are the 5 champions for Faye, Doom Tower Hard, level 40 there. It is a full auto. It is not 100%. I think if I speed up the other Cold Heart, that might help it become 100%. And I'm 99% positive if I can get one of the allures in a relentless set at the higher speeds with the accuracy, that that will definitely seal the deal there as far as being 100%, but I'll have to work on that. So those are the 5 champions. Okay, for Secret Room 4, we start off with Bad Alcazar and Speed, Resilience, and Perception set. His total stats, almost 70,000 HP, 2,000 attack, 3,100 defense, pretty fast at 257 speed. We got 325 resistance and 266 accuracy. He's for dungeons, but that's the way it goes. Attacks all enemies and heals all allies by 20% of the damage inflicted. Partially booked there. Fully booked here. Removes all debuffs from allies and places 2 continuous heal buffs on all allies. Also places 2 5% poison debuffs on all enemies. All allies inflict 20% more damage on targets under poisons, which is helpful, and increased crit rate in all battles by 25%. So that can be a massive boost. And then his masteries come down the defensive tree, get Cycle of Revenge, give him more turn meter. Came down support tree, grabbed Oppressor for more turn meter. That way he can get his poisons up faster. We have physics, which you've seen before, but resilience, perception, and speed. 52,000 HP, 4,200 defense, 222 speed, 354 accuracy. Attacks an enemy twice, 80%, 100% because she's booked. Chance of decreasing the turn meter by 15%. Fully booked 100%. Chance of decreasing speed and placing an ally protection on all allies except for this champion. And then lastly, and it is booked, attacks all enemies, places a provoke for 1 turn, and places a shield buff on this champion worth 20% of their max HP. And she has a defensive aura and faction crypts. Her mastery's down the defensive tree to Cycle of Revenge here, and Retribution for counterattacking, and then the supportive tree down to Eagle Eye for extra accuracy. Lydia, double speed set and perception. 59,000 HP, 3,500 defense, 259 speed, 345 accuracy. She's fully booked, has a chance of placing a fear and a poison sensitivity and all the passive effects, but for this purpose we don't care. Her A2 attacks all enemies, 100% chance when booked of placing 60% decreased defense and a 25% weaken on the enemy. Also places a 25% strengthen and increased speed on the allies. And then her A3 attacks one enemy twice. First hit has a chance of placing poison sensitivity for 2 turns. The second has a chance of placing block buffs and active skills for 2 turns. Then her passive denies enemy revive attempts. This works even if the champion is dead. If this champion is alive when enemy revive is denied, revives all dead allies with 50% HP and turn meter and grants an extra turn if there are no dead allies. That comes in very handy in Arena. And then she has a resist aura in Arena, not very useful. Again, down to Cycle of Revenge on the defensive side, and accuracy down on the support side. Blind Seer, Immortal and Perception into broken pieces. Almost 58,000 HP, 2,300 attack, 2,600 defense, 240 speed, and 282 resistance. Her skills, not booked, but a chance of decreasing the turn meter by 15%. It only goes up to 40, so it's not great. Places a block debuffs on all allies, then places a shield buff equal to 30% of this champion's max HP for 2 turns. Is worth booking, but not necessary. And then revives all allies with 35% HP and places a block damage buff for 1 turn on all the allies except for herself. And then what is useful is defense in all battles by 34% aura. Her masteries, we came down to get maximum amount of resistance, and then the support tree to get lasting gifts for a chance to extend the buffs, and that is Blind Seer. Lastly, we have Rotos here in Savage and Cruel sets. 36,500 HP, 4,100 attack, 2,100 defense, only 177 speed, but over 100% crit rate with 244 crit damage. He is almost completely booked. Attacks one enemy, 75% chance of placing decreased defense. Also has 25% chance of getting an extra turn, but it's all just damage here. Attacks one enemy, decreases the target's max HP by 20%, then adds the HP to this champion's own HP. Cannot decrease a single champion's max HP by more than 60% in one battle, and cannot increase the max HP by more than 60,000 on this champ. Decrease max HP on bosses by 30% of the damage inflicted instead. This champion's max HP will be increased by 15,000 when this skill is used against bosses. It is fully booked. His A3 is fully booked. Attacks one enemy, ignores 60% of the target's defense, will also ignore unkillable and block damage buff. And when he's killed by this skill, cannot be revived. If this champion has gained a maximum amount of HP from the Vitality Plunder, which is his A2, and then grants an extra turn if the skill kills an enemy. His passive is decreasing damage from enemies hit, so the incoming damage from any single hit will not exceed 50%. So unless you're double tapping him, you can't kill him on the first turn. Grants an extra turn if this damage reduction occurs. Of course, it does not work on bosses. Decreases the damage taken from bosses by 15%. Decreases the damage taken by bosses by 30%. if there is Sifi. Unfortunately, I don't have her. We came down the offensive tree and went with Helm Smasher to just ignore as much defense as possible. And then the defensive tree for counterattacks when he does get hit, because people want to hit him. So those are the 5 champions there for Secret Room 4. Have a nice day.